What if I told you the next generation of students might only go to school for half a day? This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover why school leaders in Northern Ireland are warning of a crisis that could slash subjects and shorten school days, and what it reveals about education funding everywhere. Meet Michael Carville, principal of Regent House School. For years, he's watched budgets tighten. But on Friday, something unprecedented happened. A top official told 300 school leaders that extreme measures were needed. The savings required were described as unprecedented. But here's the twist. This isn't just about cuts. It's about a system at a breaking point. Education in Northern Ireland is at a crossroads. That's the stark warning from a rare joint statement by the heads of some of the biggest schools. They represent Catholic, grammar, and voluntary schools all saying the same thing. The finances distributed to schools have already been stretched to breaking point by successive cuts. All reasonable, cost-reducing steps have been exhausted. Now they're facing a crisis outside their control. The proposed multi-year budget is completely unrealistic. And then, something shocking happened. BBC News and I obtained a presentation from the department's top official, Ronnie Armour. In an online meeting about the Stormont budget, he warned that painful cuts are imminent. The department is set to overspend its budget by around £250 million. That would lead to a reduced budget next year. But here's the part that will blow your mind. The Education Minister, Paul Givan, says this budget will lead to devastating cuts. Cuts to school transport, cuts to staff, cuts to funding for Sure Start and youth services. He recently criticized the budget put forward by Finance Minister John O'Dowd. O'Dowd says it's simply not possible to provide any department with the funding it has requested. He'll listen to alternatives, but the money isn't there. The First Minister, Michelle O'Neill, says the funding on offer from London is inadequate. All ministers have hard choices to make, but school leaders are sounding the alarm. They say this could lead to shorter school days. Fewer subjects being taught, pupils may have less opportunities to explore their interests. They've urged parents, staff, and the public to respond to the consultation. They call the potential impact devastating. This is the escalation. A £250 million overspend. A budget described as devastating. A crossroads for an entire education system. The tension is clear. Some say hard choices are necessary. School leaders say the choices on the table will cripple learning. But if the budget is so unrealistic, what is the alternative? Where does the money come from? This story isn't just about Northern Ireland. It's a warning sign. When education funding reaches a breaking point, the first thing to go is opportunity. Shorter days, fewer subjects, a generation with narrower horizons. The school leaders have made their stand. They've issued an unusual joint cry for help. The question now is, will anyone listen? Do you think cutting school days is ever an acceptable solution to a budget crisis? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking news that impacts futures.